Let me tell you a story. I thought the most American food on earth had an American origin. I couldn't have been more wrong. The hamburger has no confirmed inventor, no birth certificate, no smoking gun. 5 states are still fighting over who made it first. Oddly enough, the word hamburger has nothing to do with ham. The more I looked into this, the stranger it got. So where does the hamburger come from? The answer is stranger than you think. One legend goes back further than Germany. Mongol warriors under Genghis Khan supposedly rode with raw meat tucked under their saddles, heat and pressure tenderizing it mile by mile. When Kublai Khan invaded Russia, the story goes, those patties entered Eastern European cooking. Russian cooks added egg and onion. Ships from Hamburg carried the idea west. Most historians are skeptical, but when I first read this, I couldn't shake the image. Raw meat under a saddle, becoming someone's dinner. The story crosses an ocean in the 1840s. Germany was in political chaos. Hundreds of thousands of Germans sailed, most of them out of Hamburg, bound for New York. They brought their food, minced beef, salted, sometimes smoked, shaped into a flat patty. Cheap, built to last. Sailors aided crossing the Atlantic. Immigrants kept making it once they landed. New York restaurants noticed. By 1837, Delmonico's, the most prestigious restaurant in America, had Hamburg steak on the menu. 11 cents a plate. That's not a sandwich. That's a knife and fork dish. The patty existed, the bun didn't. That detail stopped me. The most iconic sandwich in history, and for decades, nobody thought to add the bread. Somewhere between 1885 and 1904, someone put that patty between 2 pieces of bread. We just don't know who. At least 5 states still fight over it. Some have halls of fame. Charlie Negreen was 15 years old, selling meatballs at a Wisconsin county fair. Business was slow. People couldn't walk and eat a meatball, so he flattened them between 2 slices of bread. He called it a hamburger. In New Haven, Connecticut, a Danish immigrant named Louis Lassen grilled beef scraps between 2 slices of toast in 1900 for a customer in a hurry. Louis' lunch is still open, still on toast. They consider the case closed. None of these stories can be fully proven. None can be fully dismissed. This was the moment I realized the hamburger wasn't invented. It was argued into existence. But here's the part that almost ended everything. In 1906, Upton Sinclair published The Jungle, an exposé of the American meatpacking industry. The filth, the contamination, things ground into meat nobody wanted to picture. The public was horrified. Ground beef became something people feared. And that's when 2 men in Kansas decided to do something about it. Edgar Ingram and Walter Anderson opened a tiny restaurant in 1921. 5 stools, 1 grill. They called it White Castle. The point was to prove a hamburger could be clean. Glass walls, spotless counters. Think about what that means. 2 men with 5 bar stools saved the food from disappearing. Then came McDonald's. Then came the drive-thru. Then the American military spread it across Europe during World War II. Today, Americans eat 50 billion a year. A dish that started under a Mongol saddle, crossed an ocean on an immigrant ship, got flattened between 2 slices of bread by a 15-year-old at a county fair, and ended up the most recognized food on earth. Nobody owns the hamburger. That's why it belongs to everyone. Follow the history, not just the recipe. More dishes are waiting.